Mm.
So
Yeah, that tells you something right there. I'm wondering too about these people working these big department stores all around and malls and things.
well, we're going to see what happens because I don't know. It's going to be scary. Hey, Ryan, are you there?
I am here.
Oh, I thought maybe we lost you.
No, sir.
So what is going on in your state with this virus? Has anybody been getting sick? Has it been hitting the news like it is here on the West Coast?
Well, no one's left the house, so I don't know. No, it's, it's the same thing around, wherever you guys are pretty much. There's no widespread, well, around here there isn't some widespread panic about it, so.
Yeah, well, it's happening here in our area because again, seven people have passed from it. We had somebody here just a few days ago. Oh, there's only been 50 people coming down with it in our country. It's not been 50, and it seems now it's just like a pyramid, right? You get involved doing a pyramid scam, and you bring people in, and then you bring more people in, and you bring more people in. And at one point, you got thousands of people in before it collapses. This is what I'm seeing here now. People that have been out there and didn't realize they had the virus is now spread it to other people. Now they have spread it to other people. And, again, the incubation period can be anywhere from 3 days to like 2 weeks. That's the scary part right there.
Yeah, big time.
So I don't know, James. How about in Ohio? What's it like? Is there anything on the news? Anybody getting sick from it at this point?
No, not really. I think there was one or two cases up near Cleveland, which is about 90 miles north of me. But that was early on. That was back when the first case broke, about a week after it broke in your state. Now, I remember reporting on my news. There was a couple in Tennessee, some in New York, a couple in Texas. But your state had the most. But there's no big panic. We still got toilet paper and bread and milk at the stores.
Well, what's this in your area here in the near future? That's what I'm scared about because we'll know here in about another week if this thing, keeps spreading. And that is what I'm concerned about. If it starts popping up everywhere, in back, parts of this country, that is when we're going to have a serious, serious problem.
Oh,
what
totally
worries me is no one's mentioned the mail. I used to work for Express, and they get huge packages in from overseas. I'm talking like packages that weigh like 75 pounds a piece. And the guys usually takes about 5 a day to 2 thread stores. So, are they checking these things?
I don't know, but I can tell you the mailman around here is wearing gloves. If you get a package delivered from UPS or FedEx, they're wearing gloves now. So
that's crazy.
They should.
I don't
Definitely
know.
should. I don't blame them. They should wear gloves. I think a lot of these places start wearing gloves. Really. You almost have to, especially mail. Look at all the stuff they handle coming in and out of the country, and where's most of that stuff come from anyway that we buy?
Now, it's not that. Again, they say that this virus is short-lived. But but once it gets into your system, that's, you can be infected, James, and not know it. And you might just get a little bit of a cold. And then a week later or two, you feel fine, but you're still spreading it. You're a carrier. That is what they're coming down, and it's scary. So you think you're fine, you didn't get sick, but you go see your mother, and next thing you know, she has it. And then whoever sees her gets it. We'll see what happens. I just don't think it's going to go away. We wouldn't have the Federal Reserve step up like they did, and lower the interest rate like they did when they said they weren't going to. The economy is starting to stall, and they don't want it to stall before the election. So, they're going to do everything they can to keep this economy moving. But, again, when you have big companies like Boeing Aircraft sending a lot of their employees home, and other companies starting to do the same thing, it's scary. That really hits home that, they're figuring something is going to be hitting the fan here shortly.
Yeah, well, my question to you, Gary and Ryan, when's the last time you remember that, the federal government issued a percentage break because of some outbreak of something?
Never.
Me either.
Yeah, really.
I don't know. And then they talk about money. Well, you're right. Ryan, mail is just as bad as touching money. But again, what do people do with their money? They put it in their pockets. They put it in their wallets. They sweat. Money is like one of the dirtiest things you could ever touch, let alone if somebody does have the virus and their sweaty hands touch it and then they give it to you and you touch it and then you rub your eyes. Just think about that.
Ooh, yuck. That's right.
No, thank you.
So moving down the road and getting away from the virus. Anyway, which I don't have, but yet, knock on wood. What is going on, Ryan, with UFOs and stuff like that? And don't talk about.
It's been pretty busy.
Don't talk about demon UFOs. I don't want to even hear that tonight.
Demon UFOs, yeah. You know what? Man, that actually strikes a chord with me pretty good. A lot of those emails they had a couple years ago, a bigwig in the government. I'm sure you guys know. He basically said that, they were demons instead of, regular UFOs, and that's why they didn't want to waste all that money to look into it, which drives me nuts. But anyways, a lot's been going on. Like James said, there's been a lot of UFO sightings, especially in the state of Pennsylvania. It's been at tons. But around the actual New Fork and MUFON site, they haven't actually updated them too well. But New Fork, like I said, they'll get an update here soon. But for the most part, it's just been lights and orbs. Not too many cigar shapes. Not too many different, triangles and stuff like that. Would you like me to give you a couple, Gary?
Yeah, I would, but I want to say this. I've had some people on the show recently. I don't agree with their philosophy. I think people are so naive. Seriously. If they think that we are the only humans in existence or humanoids, period, and that anything else is demons or from the devil or something like that, that is naive. Okay, I don't want to sound like I'm against Christianity, but I look at it this way: we can't be the only life out there that has evolved. We can't be, and I do think that we are being visited, and they're not. Well, orbs, they're not from Satan, they're not from whatever, okay? It's simple as that. If you want to believe that, you know what? The tooth fairy still comes and gives you money when one of your teeth fall out. Now, let's hear some of your reports.
He does?
Yeah, didn't you know that?
I'm pretty excited about that news. I'm kidding. All right, here. Let me pull up my list. All right, so we're going to start off in Rhode Island, state I haven't mentioned at all. It says, I was standing outside of my office looking at the stars when a light was moving across the sky at a high rate of speed he thought it was a plane heading south to west from, north to east. It slowed down to a complete stop. It was hard to see when it changed direction and headed southeast at a high rate of speed until I lost sight of it. Now, that sighting right there is just like, let's say, 80% of the sightings that are on there. But it is a pretty awesome thing to see if what he's talking about is happening, if you've ever seen it before. It is a pretty awesome thing to see. All right, this next one comes from Honolulu, Hawaii. It says, I saw an orange light on a vehicle over the residential area of Waikiki Beach in Hawaii. It says, I was sitting outside, and he was at a hotel, and he said that Hilton, Waikiki Beach, and an orange light appeared above a residential area on the hills overlooking Waikiki Beach. It took off at a speed that is unexplainable. Now, I looked up a follow-up to this. He said that he didn't get any pictures of it. He was going to film it, I guess, but it went so fast he couldn't believe what he was seeing. As a matter of fact, that's all he could talk about was the speed of this thing.
Interesting.
Now, there's another one, too. Yeah, there's an identical one to this also that I received in my email, but it's from the state of North Dakota. And it said almost the same thing. Obviously, it didn't say Waikiki Beach, but he said it was over a residential area, and it took off at an unexplainable speed so fast, and that's all this person could email me was about the speed of it. And myself, I've seen several of these. So pretty crazy that those two coincide with each other. So the next one here we got from Denver, Colorado. It says, boomerang formation, slowly cruising east towards Santa Fe Avenue. As it passed nearby, seemed to have lights in a stealth fighter shape, but seemed almost cloaked. Thought it could be birds, but the sky looked blocked out, and movement was slow and steady. Now, if anyone's seen a formation or a stealth bomber before, I don't think you'll, mix it up for a bird.
No, not really. You guys
agree?
Yeah, you got 1 minute, then we have to go to a break, and then we'll come back on because we got plenty of time here to 8 o'clock tonight talking about this stuff.
All right, good to go. All right, I'll throw one more at you real quick. This one is from, he said he saw a blue and white light observed from the south proceeded north directly above as it disappeared, I guess, after it got quite a ways away. He says multiple crafts and a constant blue light, I guess, is what he's been seeing over this area. So finally, he went to go take his camera out there, and of course, he took his camera out there and nothing happened. So the minute he put it away, obviously the craft came out, and so did the blue orbs. But that happened in Antelope, California.
Oh, wow. Well, anyway, we'll be back in about 3 minutes. You're listening to Ryan, James Creachbaum, and me, whoever I am tonight, on Night Dreams Talk Radio. We'll be back here shortly.
Here's the thing about new Cherry Vanilla Coke. Though cherry's named first, all the flavors taste just as great. I mean, it could have just as easily been Vanilla Cherry Coke, or it could have been Coke Cherry Vanilla. And since it's two amazing flavors of Coke, it might have been Coke Vanilla Cherry Coke or Cherry Vanilla Coke Coke. Unless you're in France, which would make it Le Coke de la Vanilla de la Cherry de la Crème.
Sister of the play.